Berachain is finally coming, and we have an airdrop as well as the launch of the mainnet. As you can see from this video, you can get the airdrop for basically tweeting as well as holding NFTs as well as doing actions on a testnet. I was already covering Berachain multiple times, and in this video we're going to get even more details about what's happening with Berachain. So let's get started. This is the video from Berachain Twitter, and we're going to have a couple of things. So first of all, if you didn't know, Berachain is L1 blockchain, so it's not L2 to Ethereum. However, this is EVM, so it's Ethereum compatible. There probably will be bridges from Ethereum to Berachain pretty much very soon, and it's happening. There are a lot of people hyped up for the airdrop. Also, if you have a huge following on Twitter and we're tweeting quite a lot about Berachain or similar stuff, you might be eligible for the airdrop. I'm not, but there are many people on crypto Twitter with much bigger following than me that are eligible, and they are getting basically like thousands of dollars for that. So that's a pretty cool addition. Now, let's get started with the Berachain itself. This is the website. If you never visited that, first of all, you can go with berachain.com and click on the airdrop checker, which is live. You'll be taken to the checker, and then you can check your wallet address as well as check your Twitter or Discord to see whether you have something. And then the website itself is pretty cool. You basically scroll up and you're going to fly up and you have the explanation of what Berachain is. It's a EVM L1 Proof of Liquidity. That's a novel mechanism that allows to have this kind of new economy and better aligned incentives for people that are participating and are trying to do something cool. They have VCs on board. That's pretty cool. And also they've been building for multiple years. If you didn't know, it all started with NFTs of different BERs, basically pixel BERs, and the first collections are right now pretty expensive. You have if you go on a Magic Eden here, you'll be able to find the first ones, and you have the Bond BERs, the baby BERs. I think the Bond BERs were pretty much the first ones, right? This is like the collections of 126 BERs, with the highest price being 129 ETH for a single one, but you have a bunch of other collections as well. The Beat BERs are the most recent one with just the price of 7 ETH. The calculations show that basically this should give you, this is the equivalent to the airdrop right now. So this should give you around $10,000 to $20,000 depending on the launch price of the Berachain. And there are a couple of speculations. Basically, the most of the things that I have seen is that we're probably going to launch Berachain at around, we're going to see that launched at around $4-5 billion full diluted valuation. And of course that may change. We're in a pretty tough spot when it comes to the market, so that might be lower. We're going to see if it's, I don't think it will be much below, for example, $1 billion. $1 billion is probably the lowest it can launch, judging by also all the recent launches like Anime Coin or Pengu Coins. This is not the same, of course, I know. This is starting with its own chain, so it should be higher in principle, but this is a tough spot. It's going to be launched today on a couple of exchanges. So for example, it's going to be listed on Maxi. You have my link down below in the description if you want to use Maxi. I think also Bybit is going to launch that, and a couple of other places. You'll be able to trade BERA from 13 UTC time. So basically, that's a European afternoon that you can trade on Maxi, and it's going to be easy to trade there. I'm going to be there and see whether I can grab any. Also try to grab it on chain if the gas is good. Let's see how it works. So that's one thing. I think this is going to be pretty interesting. We're also going to have a look, first of all, at a couple of other stuff that I wanted to show you. So the cool stuff is that you have free tokens. Basically, this is what I try to explain in my Twitter thread here. You have free tokens, BERA, which is the main token used for gas. You have Honey, which is a stable coin, and then you have BGT, which is non-transferable governance token that you obtain by locking capital. So you basically stake BERA and you get BGT rewards over time, and this is how you then use that for voting. I think that's pretty cool, because this also, those BGT tokens, which you won't be able to buy them, will be just used to get to vote on different proposals related to the network, which means that only people that are spending a lot of time and capital with Berachain will be able to give votes, which is pretty cool model. In the end, you want to have people that are engaged in the community. So this is where it's starting. Also, I gave a list of a couple of interesting projects that you might want to start with. I'm going to give the link down below in the description. Won't be going over them in this video, but there are a couple of interesting stuff being built on Berachain when it comes to DeFi, because Berachain is heavy on DeFi and also heavy on the NFTs with those collections with bears. So that's, I think, pretty cool one. Let me show you a couple of other. So for example, band bears. There's all different kinds of bears, either be that pixel bears or drone bears, but all pretty cool. And it all started with bears already, I think, like a couple of years ago already. So some of the holders were really here for a long time. And the total supply is pretty small, so that's also pretty interesting. So going back to the projects that I want to show you, you have Honeyjar, you have Apirist Finance. Those are for the DeFi ecosystem. You have Berachain, DEX with the novel mechanism in. You have Honeypot Finance. I like all those relation to honeypots and of course honey itself, because it's all about the bears. So there's a lot of metaphors here that are pretty cool. Money Goes Bear. This is the Bear stablecoin and RWA project. You have Goldilocks, novel DeFi structure. You have IVX, which is a hub for derivatives. So that's the derivatives options and more interesting stuff. I'll probably do a separate video just exploring some of the Berachain ecosystem, because I'll be clicking around myself, so I think that's super interesting. Of course, subscribe to the channel for that. Happy to also learn more. If you have any projects yourself that you are building, or maybe you've seen something interesting on Berachain, happy to cover it here. And then you have Kodiak, which is also building native liquidity platform. So those are very interesting projects. I'm going to give a link down below in the description. Now, going back to the website itself, Berachain, you have Beacon Kit also, and we're going to fly up. So that started as an NFT project, and then in the DeFi ecosystem, then you had the growing cult and basically this hardcore community, raised some money from the VC and then launched the chain. And if you want to join, you can view the careers here and basically try to explore what they're looking for here when it comes to the jobs at Berachain. So I think that's pretty cool. This is probably also the best way if you want to, for example, if you don't have money to invest and you want to get it, then probably working for a blockchain project is one of the best things you can do. Now, you can also explore, first of all, we can explore Proof of Liquidity. They have the honey paper, the version of white paper. I think this is pretty cool. You have the more explanation on the side of the BERA being the gas token and BGT being the governance token. I think that's cool. So that's one thing. And they have the mechanics explained on how you can burn, redeem BGT and so on. So I think this is pretty cool stuff. Also, the explanation of Proof of Liquidity, what they mean by that, how they focus on, first of all, DeFi, but then also RWA, and they also want to have a bunch of other stuff that is pretty cool one. This is really great stuff. They also have some math inside if you want to look at that for the emissions, how they want to have new tokens, what the inflation will be of the token. That's important for all the holders long term. Incentives for a couple of things. So as you can see, a lot of interesting stuff. I won't be going over that, but again, the link will be down below in the description if you want to go over that. Now, the thing that I want to cover also is the tokenomics, because that's what's be happening on the launch. In the beginning, at the Genesis launch, there will be 500 million tokens, and the inflation is to be 10% annually via BGT emissions. so this is basically the start, 18 decimals for the BERA token, and this is how the allocation will go to 34% to the investors, 16% to the core contributors, community initiatives, so that's to be emission in the future, 13%, airdrop currently 15%, community altogether gives 48%, and we have ecosystem R&D 20%. So altogether 100%. And here are some of the things and explanations for the airdrop. The interesting part is that 5% is going to the NFT holders, and for the other stuff you can see the block if you want to have the details of the where something goes where. So that's pretty cool. Token release, I think that's cool. And then you have all the docs related to what is Berachain, what is Beacon Kit, and how you can build using the technology. I think this is pretty cool. Very well prepared. They were building for years, so I'm super excited about what they're building right now. And yeah, we'll be going to participate in the launch. If you want to do that, you can do that on Maxi. You can go with on-chain probably and bridge directly. Use one of the DEXs on Berachain directly to do it. So one for example, you can explore the projects that I gave list to, and probably for example use Beradrome or Berachain BEX, the native decentralized exchange, just to change something directly. If you want to play around, but probably the easiest will be going with the centralized exchanges in the beginning, and we're going to see how it goes. So thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.